morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. I am going to be joined today by Karen Ballou, the CEO and founder of Immunocologie. We're going to be having a very healthy discussion on skincare, non-toxic skincare, non-toxic ingredients, products, and the like. We're going to talk about summer skin. I'm very excited. Okay. Big Daddy. Hi, everyone. Just waiting for Karen from Immunocologie, the founder and CEO, to join us. We all need help with our summer skin right now. Mine was extremely dry after coronavirus, and Karen really helped me revive it with some of her products and good advice. Here she is. I'm going to bring her in. Welcome, Karen Ballou, founder and CEO of Immunocologie.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Happy summer.
You too. It's so good to see you.
You too. You too. I feel like we've been through lots of things together so far, right?
We have.
It's been amazing.
I love to come full circle with you.
I
Second, I was just boasting about your incredible talents and how you gave me some good advice post-corona to revive my very dry and dehydrated, wrinkly skin, and I appreciated it so much. You certainly are an expert, and I just want to introduce everybody to you again. This is Karen Ballou, founder and CEO of Immunocologie.
Hi, everyone.
So Karen, thank you for joining me today. And for everyone who's listening, we have a special treat, a discount code. So we're going to talk about skincare, the natural ways to take care of yourself during the summer months. But also, if you're interested in any of the products, and I am going to mention some of my favorites, of course, you can go to immunocologie.com, which is spelled IMMUNOCOLGIE.com. And when you check out, you'll get a special 15% discount using the Purist 15 code, PURIST 15, all caps. So thank you so much for that, Karen. It's so nice, generous of you to give all my friends and family, all my viewers, a special treat today.
Well, thank you, Christina. As always, it's really fun to be here. So much to talk about, chat about a bit skin, and I say the skin whisperer because I love skin, love talking about what can we do to be the best that we want to be, right? And how our skin can be the best. And I think all of us men and women, and I say men because I know that we have men who are very interested in skin as well and how they take care of their skin. So I always like to address both men and women. And, I think us having this time together and talk about summer skin is so important because it's a time where your skin changes. It's really a time that skin takes on a whole new life because of heat, right? The heat, outdoors more.
So what do we need to do to change up our skincare routine in the summertime?
Well, fun things. I always like to put a little fun in with that. And, the aspect of, we don't have the same hustle and bustle during the summertime. We do take more vacation time. And so we're out in the sun, and hydration is a really important part. We think wintertime is about hydration, but summertime is also about hydration. And being able to go in there, exfoliate, and make sure that we're treating the skin well, especially if we're in the sun. We really have to make sure we are treating the skin in the right way, because the skin in sun can actually have its own damage to the skin. So how we're protecting the skin and what we're using to clean the skin. So some of those things I'll share with you as we go along here.
So how do you protect your skin from let's say, like the dry irritation that happens, especially from wearing a mask, from
Oh,
chlorine, from salt water from the ocean, the transition that you just mentioned from, cool air to now very hot air of the summer?
well, great question. Well, first of all, taking the aspect of how do we exfoliate? How do we get rid of those dead skin cells? Skin changes, every day we're having cell regeneration going on while we're sleeping. So how do we get that kind of regeneration going on? That's key. So I love to recommend the exfoliation side of that. And that's kind of where I come in with, this new term is called maskne, right? And that's because we're having, like you said, a lot of issues now with the mask on. And part of that is that the skin needs to breathe. And if the skin is too congested in any way, in any shape, it will start to actually get congested. And then it what I call it erupts, right? And that terminology breaks out.
Yeah.
Or it'll create more excess oils. So one of the things that we need to do is making sure that we're removing those dead skin cells in two ways I love to recommend. And that one is through my, I'm going to bring this over to us so you can see it, my clay mask, which through that I put together, oh, Christine, this is so great because it's great for the kids, but it's also great now for Mask Me, which is, and I said mask me, it's mask knee, which means mask and acne coming together. But our spot treatment is actually great because you can put it on those spots and it'll exfoliate, and it also will help to take out the impurities. But if you want to really fully mask, because you can mask with that also, to get rid of those impurities, it also melts away the dead skin cells to get the skin to be healthy. So you can see, look at I've done with this. I've used this one up, right?
Through quarantine, let me tell you, I love, love, love that mask. Now, do you recommend, how many times a week do you recommend utilizing that?
So I think it's anywhere between 2 to 3 times a week. If you do have an outbreak, it's something that you want to really use until the outbreak, so you can use it daily, especially if you're doing the spot treatment with the spot treatment product. But also, Christine, this can be used if you have this. You can also use it as your mask, but there's as an actual face mask. But I love being able to share with all of you, and I know you've done this, where you take a little bit of moist, water in your hands, and then you do a little scrub on the skin, and that's a great way also of getting rid of those dead skin cells. So if you don't have breakouts, then you're taking out those impurities, but you're nourishing the skin at the same time, which is what immunocology is all about, that nourishment.
Now, what are the ingredients in that clay mask that are so effective?
Yeah, great question. Well, first of all, green clay, which is from France, that's why it's green. So one of the things that's been really important to me and dear to my heart is, and you said this in the beginning, is making sure that our ingredients are clean, right? And how do we do that? Well, first of all, I've been developing products my whole career, and it's been very important for me to be able to look at ingredients and see, one, how effective, and two, how it's going to affect our body, being that our skin is our largest organ of our body. So how is that going to really affect the absorption of those chemicals? Well, there are ways to do that without using chemicals and get ingredients that will be effective for our skin. So that's been my life, is working on ingredients. And the green clay is from France. And what I do is we cleanse it. Now, I work directly with our chemist and our botanist. And together we have come up with these incredible formulas that we get our ingredients from France, from Africa, also from India. And these ingredients, so the clay itself, we cleanse it and we create this ionic exchange. So what happens for us is that we actually have the 12 essential minerals that are actually now getting absorbed into our skin, which is so much like a drink for the skin. It's a healthy drink for the skin. So the impurities we actually get out, and then the drink is where we hydrate in, because of that transdermal water loss that happens during the summertime. By being out, the heat dries out the skin. So we're actually hydrating up the skin at the same time we're taking out those impurities. So
that's amazing. And some of those essential minerals are what? Zinc, copper?
Yep. zinc, copper, iron, magnesium, you know, these sulfur, these are so important to the health of our body.
Yeah. Our
So that's one of the
system.
reasons I love being able to get this on everyone's
Yes.
skin,
So
because I
smart.
know you're going to get that too.
So smart. So our immune system, you know, skin being our largest organ, what we put on our skin is as important as what we put in our mouths. So to put those essential minerals topically is you know, really important right now, especially with all the data coming out about how zinc is a must right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Well, you know, having cancer 12 years ago, one of the key factors for immunocology, and just by the name, immunocology means the studies of the skin's immunity. And one of the things that's been very important is the skin's microbiome. So the balancing of the skin. And when we do things to the skin that we disrupt the skin, we're taking it out of balance. The skin doesn't really like chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
It really wants the nature on our skin. So being
When you
able to
talk about microbiome, you mean the natural bacteria that the skin needs to stay healthy.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you need some bit of bacteria. That's why we have levels of high alkalinity and
Mhm.
we have also acidity, because the skin sometimes will have to, it needs, that's why I also say, you know, clay is from the earth, right? And that earth is putting back and helping to balance this it's like the prebiotic and probiotic, being able to use a little bit of that bacteria in that sense to be able to balance the skin, because we need that balance. The skin needs to have that. In order to be healthy, you need that kind of balance. You can't strip the skin. The more we strip the skin, the less we're balancing the skin. And things like harsh chemicals can do that. That's why when we used to use things like toners that just had a lot of alcohol, we were really stripping the skin from that. Or if we do too many pills on our skin, we're stripping the skin and we're actually taking the skin's microbiome down, and we're leaving our skin susceptible to other things. So we're really hurting our immune system and our skin's immunity. And the skin's immunity is below the epidermis, but it's when we keep stripping away those skin layers, and then we're actually taking the skin to be unbalanced. So very good point.
I learned a lot about osmolarity too
Oh,
during Corona, and how important uh, certain things are. And especially like you said, and I don't want to glaze over the fact that you had cancer and you learned the hard way how
yes.
important it is to put natural ingredients on your skin and not toxic chemicals that can irritate and create a bad environment for you. So the clay mask also is, you know, you mentioned this mask knee, which is the mask acne that is quite prevalent right now. The dry and irritated aftermath of that, of using a mask all day long if you're out in public. And then talk about like how it can also help heat rash and sunburn and poison ivy, perhaps insect bites, which is really like my kids are just getting insect bites all the time. And I've been applying a little bit of the clay to it with a tiny bit of water just to make it, to soothe it and to calm sort of the irritability, the itchiness, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it takes down inflammation. That's one of the factors, is that inflammation is two things. One, it causes for disease in our body. It also causes for disruption for the skin's natural barrier. So we're always looking. I mean, this is one of the key factors for me. I'm always looking to find ways to take down the skin's inflammation. And that in itself is for us ladies who are always thinking about what can we do for anti-aging, that is something that's going to take down the inflammation. So if you get a bug bite or you have any kind of, even you've been in the sun, we want to take down that inflammation. And part of that is using the vital ionic mist. So we talk about doing our spot treatment or doing our clay mask, and we rinse that off. And then we're going to give the skin a drink, which is our vital ionic mist. Yeah, there we go.
I live for this, by the way. I put it on every morning. It reduces the inflammation in my eyes.
Yeah.
Then if I'm applying sunblock or foundation or anything, protective measures, I reapply this to keep everything in check. And
Yes.
of course, what, like you talked about with hydration throughout the day, when I'm feeling, rather dehydrated. And, water intake doesn't affect the skin. I mean, it
Right.
affects what's going on in your body. It doesn't affect the level of hydration in your skin. So you have to apply things topically to keep it healthy. You have to
Right.
provide vitamins topically like you are internally.
That's right. Well, there's a book out there that says that's called Eat Dirt, right? Well, it's
Yeah.
interesting because clay is from our earth. And yesterday I had a great conversation with my ethnobotanist, and we were having a little chat about this. And we were talking about how when COVID first started happening, I said, if we're using our vital ionic mist on our skin, this is just clay water that's been ionized because it goes through this process so that we get the 12 essential minerals we just talked about, and water together. And it's very hard to do that because clay is usually very heavy, so it doesn't sit in water. But what we've done is this technology, which is a patent technology, we got it into our vital ionic mist. Now, what happens with this is that when we spray it on your skin, like you do after or before you put any products on, like moisturizers or sunscreen, you then spray again, because the clay has the ability to interlock on the skin and protect the skin. But there's water there, so the water soaks in, which is what we call absorption, right?
Mhm.
But there's adsorption too. So these molecules of the clay are landing on the skin and protecting the skin, almost like the coat protects our body. It's protecting our skin. So we did this study, and I really believe that, and because of all the work that I do in technology over the years, I really believe that the clay was helping us to protect our skin from outside elements like free radicals and bacteria and viruses that will land on our skin, which is one of the things that we were told, let's wash our hands, right? And make sure we don't touch our face.
Mhm.
Well, through that, as you know, when you were going through that, I wanted you to use it on your hands and get it on your face and on your neck, so that if you go out and the kids go out, or Chris goes out, you want to make sure that you have it on you, so that, because it repels. And I even got more information on that yesterday from him, because I did even more studies on it, in the fact of how important this product is. And I don't like to, this isn't to sell anybody. I mean, I certainly would love people to buy it, but I'm really about, how can I help you, right? To me, this is so important that every family have this during this time. And, I want to say forever, because there's nothing, this is not like other mist that you put on your skin. This is a true clay. And as he was saying, there isn't anything out there like this, because this is a patent technology. So I get really, I have to say, I do get a little emotional, because I feel so, I feel it's so important for us to understand the basis of what is happening here with our skin, and why, this is so important to our balance, and to, we want to be younger. And strangely enough, immunocology can keep your skin young looking as well, right? But you get the two of them. So you get the balance with the immune system, and then you get the benefit of the absorption. So you actually get this in and create a hydrated skin, and you help to plump out those lines and help to actually free the skin from those free radicals that really approach our skin. It's amazing.
I love that. And yes, I did use that. I use that because of all of the cleaning, washing your hands, and it really has, kept them sort of, moist and
Soft, right?
supple and normal, and not dry, especially when the cuticles get dry. It really becomes a problem.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. I feel that same way, because I go and I go, wow, I'm really, and then I hear a lot of people go, my hands are so dry. And I go, you need to put the mist on. So
I love the name, by the way. Care of the immune system. It's so important. So since skin is more exposed during the summer months, it's also a good time to treat the body's skin. And
yes.
I notice my legs are getting extra dry from being in the ocean, just getting
This
exposed to
is,
the sun. So show me that. What is that? Does that
so
improve
this is my delicious body serum.
body
So
serum?
this here, you know, I don't think you've got to try this. You've got to try
I
this.
don't know
This
that
is
I'm gonna order that.
amazing. This body serum is actually it's a belenite. It's from the desert date seed. It's a desert date tree in Africa, Burkina Faso. And by the way, we work with free trade and the Nakora Protocol, but more than that is that our botanist actually goes to and sets up these communities in Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Camus to be able to work with the women there who actually then take the nuts off the tree, get the seeds, and then we have a little facility there that we cold press the oil. So when we use after we actually take, you know, we've been in the sun or we've had a great, you know, just feel our skin's a little dry. I will say sun, or our skin is dry or feeling like it needs to be nurtured. This oil is a dry oil, so it doesn't stain, it doesn't get on your clothes, and so and it's a spray. I just want to show you, it's a spray, so you're not using any kind of heaviness, and you just gently, I mean, you just move that. Oh, just beautiful. So it's that water and the oil that come together, creating this dry oil, so it becomes so luscious on the skin in that drink.
What's the best time to apply it? After a shower?
Yeah, after the shower. Get it on, and it'll soak right in because it has, again, that absorption opportunity, has the green clay water in it as well, because all of the products have the green clay, so you get those 12 essential minerals. But then the belenite oil from the desert date tree, that's the main ingredient.
Where is that in Africa?
Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
I always say it's over on the left-hand side of Africa. So sort of, it's kind of, I can picture it, but it's on the left-hand side when you're looking at Africa, towards the,
on the coast. It's
on the coast,
yeah.
Over to the left, yeah. And then there's also Senegal, and which is a little higher up.
So let me find that.
Let me show you, just because it's always fun to see this. So here's a little map of it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
That's my little pinpoint. And we have some great pictures of the women over there. And they're so grateful to Immunocologie because it's really helped them to be able to, every bottle that gets sold means that I can go back there, you know, and go get more. And my botanist, who actually works with the government there to put this together for these women, and he says, he will share with me, you know, Karen, they are so grateful for you putting together a product. And this is actually an ingredient that they actually use in cooking. They've used it for years. And when he, because he's a biochemist and a botanist, when he went into the community, he actually did the study on this and found out how this is filled with omega vitamins. So you have your B, your omega vitamins, your 6, your 9, right in there, your 12. And so you've got that, you have vitamin B in there as well. And so he looked at this and studied this and showed this to me, how well this works for the skin. So it's very different from other oils, but the way that it allows to soak into the skin and not be sticky. It's a very light feeling to this. And I just like, when I put it on, and when you see it, you'll see it takes down inflammation too. So after we were talking about after being in the sun, this takes down inflammation, which is so beautiful. So I absolutely can't talk more about it because I just see how it works on the body. And after sun, takes it down, that inflammation.
So after sun, after shower, you also, Karen is asking, how often do you put the mask on? I know you mentioned earlier 2 to 3 times a week, especially now with issues of maskne and dry sun irritation.
Yes.
Just want to make sure I don't leave out all the wonderful questions that are coming.
I know, and if anyone, you know, I know there's maybe a lot of questions out there that about all of the different things. I always say, you know, I could talk about skin I've been talking about skin my whole life, right? So there's so much I always want to share, and I always want to make sure I get to those questions of how can I help people.
So I think a lot of people want to know the best skincare routine. What are those products, those must-have products within the context of that skincare routine that are essential? Because, you know, I don't want to use 50 products. I want to narrow it down to a handful.
Yes.
So Karen, tell us a little bit about the best skincare routine, especially during the summer months. What we need to do, be mindful of, and do a little bit more of, and what are the actual top regimen products you recommend?
Well, this is what I recommend. First of all, one of the things that I just implemented was it was called the immunocologist. And immunologists are my beauty advisors who actually take an individual who wants to really know about what's the best program for them. And one day I was several months ago, I was thinking, how do I get to share with everyone how to really put together a regimen for their skin? So I thought, I have all of these beautiful, wonderful people that know about immunology, and they are trained in beauty, and I could have them help me do these consultations, since we really can't do stores and things of that nature. But also the light bulb went off for me as consultation. How can I help all of you get the right regimen? And I want to keep it simple, because it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of products. You can get started, you can add things to your product, but keep your regimen simple, your daily regimen simple. And then the self-care side of it is, hey, I want to do a mask, a couple of nights a week. I want to try and do a few other little do-it-yourself kind of things that we have in the line, and I'll share that with you. So doing a regimen is keeping it simple, from the cleanser to our exfoliation process to our moisturization process. So what I've done is I've put together different skin packages, and this is fairly new, Christina. They're skin packages, so if you have oily skin, you'll see on the site the different products that go for oily skin.
Oh, what a great idea.
Makes it simple, 4 products, go in there, get started. Because, yes, we love lots of products, but I do want to say that if you use immunology, your best results are going to be by using it like a regimen, because you're going to get the benefit from your cleanser to your exfoliant to your moisturization of the clay water. That's going to have the absorption and adsorption. So you're going to get the drink for the skin, but you're also going to get those impurities up. So you're going to nourish the skin at the same time that you're actually doing the combination of nourishing and balancing of the skin. So 4 products in every one of the regimens. Keep it simple. And if you want to do some add-ons, those are add-ons that are there that I can recommend, or the immunologist can recommend. So
this is one that I just want to brag about, because I use it every night.
Yeah.
And it is the night protection cream.
Yes.
It is so rich and smells so good. It's delicious, frankly. And
well, this is
I think it's very effective, because I wake up, I don't have dryness and an intense amount of wrinkles, even from an eye patch or my pillow or what have you. And I think this really helps protect my skin.
Yes. Well, the night protection, and you can see the density of the product, and the density of that is because what we wanted to do, and there's the French way of making products, and with my chemist and ethnobotanist being French, together we realized that the way that the little bit goes a long way. I know, I love I love doing that.
Every opportunity to moisturize I take.
Exactly. And so I love, we tap it on, right? We tap it on. Always like to make sure that as we're doing it, we're not over rubbing the skin. And, one of the things that this has in it has the water and the oil, but it has also burgundy grapeseed in it, has white grapeseed in it, has our belemnites oil in it. Everything is so clean and so natural here, but we don't over whip it. We actually keep it so that it's a heavier product, so it's more dense, and a little bit goes a long way. So I always say, a dime's worth is enough, or half a dime's worth is okay, right? That's just
that's the thing about the products. People tend to overuse them. The same way they do laundry detergent.
Yeah.
You just need a little bit, and it goes a long way. And especially when there's a higher concentration to it, it makes it last longer. And
Absolutely.
Price-wise, it's so reasonable. And I've had this for 3 months now.
Yeah.
I've been using it. I'm almost finished, but honestly, completely gotten me through, you know, every night. And then I followed up with the Vital Ionic Mist.
The mist.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is like my daily, all day long. I mean, I just can't live without this.
Yeah, so one of the things that, you know, I put together these protection packages also, where you have the clay mask, you have your mist, and you have your night protection. So, and then one of the things that I did also is, for those who are buying the protection package, they get a mask. I know a lot of people have their masks now, but one of the things that I feel is really very important is, if you're going to work on clearing up your skin, you also have to hydrate your skin with that. And, you know, keeping your regimen simple, but because our skin is going through some really extraordinary times also. We've been in the house more than ever before. We haven't been in nature as we've been in the past, you know, in and out and so forth. So we're really having to treat our skin much different now than we were maybe a year ago or 6 months ago. Yep. So having that moisturizer, what you're doing at night while you're sleeping, and, you know, one of the things I'm going to mention to you that is a little bit new to maybe some of our audience there, is our exfoliator, which is our exfoliating lotion. Mm-hmm. And this is made with sugars, which is glycolic and lactic. Oh. And the lactic is to help with the humectant side of the skin, but the actual glycolic helps to melt away the dead skin cells. So in some of the regimens, I recommend that they get this, because what it will do is it will help to take away the dead skin cells by melting it. And some of you out there love glycolics. So this is a great product for you, but natural and clean and not chemically driven, but yet you're going to cleanse the skin, use that exfoliator. And let me just show you, it's a gel-like, no grit to it. This is just an exfoliator that you put over the skin like a gel. And this is something great for you also, Cristina, because when you put this on, you don't see it, but you can go work out, have it on, and let the heat of your body help to melt away some of those dead skin cells.
Oh, and how long do you leave it on?
So you can leave it on, I leave it on, whether it be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or you can leave it on 1 to 2 minutes if you don't have time for the full-fledged that. But I love putting it on before the shower. Mm-hmm. And then let the heat of the shower help to melt away the dead skin cells.
Oh, great idea.
And sometimes I'll do a second one in the shower, where I'll put in a second one in. Just the skin just feels so soft and so nourished, and you get rid of those dead skin cells, and you can feel them coming off.
So it could be 1 to 2 minutes or up to 15 minutes for the exfoliator. And then the mask, how long do you recommend leaving that on? Sometimes my daughter walks around with the mask on for an hour. For an hour, and I say, I think you need to wash that off at some point. It's like cracking, and I don't know, maybe that like clogs pores. Like I don't know what the exact best, most efficacious time for a mask is.
Well, there's two things with the mask. Is you can, for those who have dry skin, you can wear it and not let it dry all the way. Mm-hmm. But for oily skin or blemished skin, you want it to dry all the way.
Right, okay.
So that you really get the full absorption of the clay, which has the antibacterial, antimicrobial benefits that soak into that area of the pore that's actually filled with bacteria. So you really want to really use that as a way of, as an antibacterial process. And at the same time, it will dry up the skin. Mm-hmm. And one of the key points that I love about the mask itself is that it has the ability to firm and tighten the skin. Now, we sometimes look for things like ceramides that are, you know, or chemicals that are going to tighten our skin. One of the things that I love about the mask, when I leave it on fully and it dries, it firms the skin. Mm-hmm. And it's like an exercise for the skin. So I love that aspect of it. Not everybody knows that's a little trick of mine, but I love that side of it. So
and how many times a week for the exfoliator, if the mask is 2 to 3?
Yeah, well, I actually say, if you're oily, you could use it every single day. Mm-hmm. If you're dry and you feel your skin has a lot of dead skin cells on it, you can use it 2 to 3 times a week, because the difference is that this will help to absorb the oils also. But in dryness, we don't want to over dry the skin out. And glycolic mixed with the lactic acid helps to not dry out the skin. Right. But at the same time, glycolic is known to change the structure of the skin, because it's actually helping to get some skin layers off.
I had a doctor on last week, and he said that using topical acids like that are the most effective way to exfoliate the skin, not
Yes,
harsh exfoliants that can actually damage the skin.
that's
So
exactly right.
so I love that you've created that product. And just for those of us joining, I'm with Karen Ballou, the founder and CEO of Immunocologie, talking about skincare, non-toxic beauty, and some of the new, more focused, hyper-focused skincare regimen programs that she's developed on her site, like a package of products for oily skin or for dry skin or blemish prone skin. And then she's also started something where she has immunocologists available to give you advice on your own personal skincare issues. And if you go to Immunocologie, GIE at the end, spelled the French way, .com / pages / immunocologists, you'll be able to access some of that free, amazing free advice that we're all looking for right now. And, you know, we're making these purchases. We want to know they're going to be effective. We want to know that they're including, you know, good ingredients, healthy, clean beauty ingredients that won't damage our skin, that will only serve to support our immune strength and resilience, especially with a heavy viral load going on in the world right now, as we know. So thank you again for being here with us today. I wanted to talk about vitamin D. After I had coronavirus, I did a series of blood tests to figure out why I have so much fatigue and what else is going on in my system. And one of the things I found that I was very low in vitamin D.
Mhm.
So I know that, you know, sunlight, natural sunlight, sitting out in the sun for an hour, you know, without any protection, actually I was doing it 20 minutes a day, certainly helps. And it's important, especially during this time. But can you give me a little bit of advice about post-sun care and what you suggest using to that end?
Yes, absolutely. Well, to your point, you know, we it's sort of the combination of sun is not good and sun is really good, right? And
Yeah.
how do we really produce vitamin D in our body? And the lack of vitamin D in our body is really what causes for our immune system to really become, I want to say, it's the onset of where the body's energy level and illness starts to set in. So vitamin D is such an important part of our body mechanism. Anytime we can get vitamin D into our body, that's an important part, which is why I was thinking about that today, because I thought, oh, you know, it's really important for us to be what we're doing inside our body, right? And getting our vitamins inside our body and our natural fruits and our natural vegetables. And part of that is, and then of course, we get our like watermelon.
Yeah, I love that. Thanks for bringing all those today.
Right? And making sure that we're getting those vitamins into our body. Well, I think one of the key points to being able to make sure that our body is producing vitamin D, of course, is the vitamin. And I take vitamin D, the liquid vitamin D every day. I think it's very important, and you know, 5,000 international units of that. And I've spent a lot of time studying the immune system, one, not just because of my illness, but you know, working with and understanding skin and what happens with the skin with the sun, and being able to know that a lot of our suntan sunscreens do block that D from getting into our body. Mm-hmm. So if we can be in the sun for 20 minutes, and that's a known fact, without a sunblock, to get that vitamin D into our body, a very important part. One key point that I want to make is that we don't have a sunscreen as of right now. Mm-hmm. So, but one key factor that we do have in every one of the products, because of the clay water, has zinc in it. So we do get some of that natural protection from every one of our products.
Ah, yes.
Which is very, very key for everyone to know. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, so I could be in the sun. I'm not going to go sit directly in the sun, but it will protect my skin from those rays. But I think it's very important that we think about what we're putting into our body, but what we're putting on our body. So that's why when working with ingredients, I make sure that the ingredients that I have vitamin D within my ingredients. And, you know, if I've got that matched up with my ingredients, having vitamin D in my oils, having vitamin D in my creams, those ingredients are bringing that to the surface because we have that absorption side as well. So summer skin, I mean, not a lot of products have vitamin D in them through their ingredients, but that for me has been very, very important. You know, we have vitamin E in there. And so we cover all of the areas of the vitamins. We have A ingredients that have D, we have ingredients that have B as well, the omega vitamins, and then we also have in there the ability to bring in the minerals as well. So I feel like the products are like a salad without being about, you know, having, you know, carrots and broccoli. We do it through avocado and desert date seeds.
Amber is asking about dark circles. What do you recommend for that? What are some good preventative measures to take for dark circles and puffiness too around the eyes?
Dark circles of themselves have it usually sleep, lack of circulation, and a lot of times hereditary, right? So what I did is I found the best way to take burgundy grapeseed, white grapeseed, and create the Intense Eye Cream. And the Intense Eye Cream is going to, in the clay water, because the clay water has a coolness to it. So that helps to take down puffiness. And then it helps to also go into the fine lines and help with the fine lines. But then because of the burgundy grapeseed and the white grapeseed that's in there, helps to stimulate because there's a higher quantity in there. And that is the reversatile that's in there that actually helps to push and create stimulation to that eye area. So sometimes when you use the Intense Eye Cream, you'll see the eye will get a little red because we're flushing that area out and we're getting blood circulation to that area. So, which is fantastic. And the more you do that, the more you're going to see that darkness be eliminated. So not everyone, you know, there are different depths of darkness, but the Intense Eye Cream was meant specifically for puffiness, take down that, for the inflammation, and then take down the dark circles and help with the fine lines. So some people might say, well, we have an intense eye cream, but we also have an eye serum. So I always recommend if you're really, your eyes are...
Is that the eye contour serum?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Isn't it? It just soaks right in, helps any fine lines. And I love using that under the eye area with the Intense Eye Cream, but someone who might have a younger eye may just use the eye serum and then their moisturizer over that. But again, to Amber's question on that, definitely the Intense Eye Cream. A little trick that I also recommend for people is take a spoon after they put the eye cream on and put the spoon there because it's also cold, and the conjunction of taking the Intense Eye Cream that has a coolness to it and the spoon helps to take down. But this is my trick also, is to take, and we want to do little components, yes, just like that, and that helps, and you come right around the eye area, and this helps to wake up the eyes and helps put circulation in the eyes.
Oh, I like it.
Does that feel good?
Does lymphatic drainage at all?
Yes, it is. That's one of the nice things about it, is helps with the lymphatic drainage of what's happening with the puffiness around your eyes.
Oh, that's fun too, actually. I sit here on my phone calls all day.
Exactly. You know, sometimes what I tell, you know, in consultation, I'll tell people, you know, take the eye cream, put it on, get a very cold cloth, and then lay on the floor and have your walls straight up, and all that puffiness goes away. Now, it'll go away anyway, but it's a really great position to get all the blood, circulation.
It works. So you being an expert on all things topical, and obviously you've learned so much about nutrition as a result of having cancer, getting yourself through it, and then literally creating a brand to support the skin immune system.
Right.
Skin being our biggest organ. So let's talk about nutrition a little bit, and what are some great foods that you um, like to eat that promote healthy skin from the inside and out,
Well,
especially during the summer?
Well, one of the things I made a little list here for you so that we could do that. Like, for example, strawberries, which is vitamin C, and zucchini, which also is low in calorie and nutrition. Also, my little bell pepper here. We always like this with a little hummus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get a little fiber in there, antioxidants, our vitamin C. Tomatoes, this is such a great time of year for fresh, great.
I'm
Yeah.
always craving tomatoes. I don't know if it's like lack of lycopene in my system or what, but I just love tomatoes. And maybe it is because it's seasonal, and I sometimes crave the vegetables that are in season. But
I think that, if you're really in tune to what's going on with your body, which a lot of us are, if we have that craving, you've got to go for it, because your body knows what it needs and it will take in that. So yeah, I mean, sometimes people have these allergies to some things and say, oh, I need it. But sometimes I think 100% is where we really need to think about that. Craving is saying we need to have that in. Of course, some say, I'm craving that chocolate. I really need it.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. I know, and also craving carbs. I know that during pregnancy, your body really yells at you, where when you're not pregnant, it just kind of whispers to you. But it tells you what you literally need
Yes.
to get the proper nutrients that fetus is asking for.
I don't know about you, but in the morning, do you do a protein drink, or do you do a vitamin drink? What?
Well, I just started that Prolon cleanse, so just to reset my body, because I lost, excuse me, I didn't actually lose my sense of smell, because I can still smell this, but my sense of smell and taste have been compromised in the last 2 weeks. After I had coronavirus, I had lost sense of smell and taste, completely lost it, but it came back about a month after, from day one on. So it returned, but then last week it started diminishing, in the sense that everything smelled like kind of burnt coffee and gasoline. So, and this rancid smell took over, which of course affects your taste buds, because the olfactory response controls much of your taste buds. So that was a nightmare. I have no idea why that's happening. There's this notion of seculi, which is, a post-illness lingering of indications or symptoms that exist, and they can last up to a year. So I don't know, since it didn't continue, it reignited. I don't know what's going on. But I decided to do this 5-day fast mimicking Prolon cleanse in order to kind of reset what's going on inside my body, and hopefully that will help with any sinus struggles that I'm experiencing. But typically I do a smoothie. I make them for my kids in the morning with fresh berries and papaya. I sneak that in, even though they don't love it, because at the end, the digestive enzymes are so helpful.
Yeah.
And and sometimes I'll put in a protein powder, yes, which has all the necessary vitamins, just in case when I'm not with them and they have a meal on their own, they're not eating, their vegetables and doing, eating the food that will give them the vitamins and minerals that they require, and make sure that they get it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, no, that's a really good thing, because the same thing here. I wanted to say that I start with a vitamin drink. I do a protein drink, and after really building up my immune system after having Hodgkin's lymphoma, that was a really, really important part of how to get well. So I say that to you as well. I mean, we don't know maybe as much, but at the same time, that immune system is so vitally important. And I think, I can't stress it enough, where I'm trying to match, as I communicate with everyone it touches my life and our immunocologist's life, that we need to match our bodies up to what we're doing internally as well as what we're doing externally, right?
Exactly.
So I do a drink that might be interesting for you and the others that are here with us today. I do a drink with magnesium,
Oh.
and I do my vitamin D in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also use my vitamin C in there. Also, I'll go in and make sure I have my B complexes. So I
Okay.
really have found such a difference in that combination, and of course some calcium for absorption as well.
Are
But
you
there's also,
adding those vitamins, or are you getting them from fruits and vegetables?
no, I'm actually adding the vitamins.
Okay.
Actually, adding them. And one of the things that I think also, because then I'll go for a run or do a full workout in a run, and I'll then also do a protein drink. But with that, I'll have I'll do collagen in there. I'll add in there, the greens, of course, the protein in there, so that I'm getting a fullness in that is not just, because sometimes protein is just protein is great, but you really want to get the body to absorb some of these other ingredients that will have benefit to the skin and the body.
Yeah.
So those are also another part of this for its ability to absorb in the body and balancing it. So I think that's one of the things that I try to share with everyone is, what are we doing on the outside and keep it clean?
Yeah.
And what are we doing in the inside to also keep it clean, and make sure that we're working on this on a day-to-day basis. And we don't have to be obsessed by it, of course, right?
You mentioned some fruits and vegetables, which I appreciate. So, what are other things that you eat, like protein wise, and throughout the day?
Yeah. So it's interesting because I find myself in a place where I tend to crave chicken as a protein,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. So, I can have a piece of chicken and be done with it, but I don't eat a lot of meat, but that is sometimes where I really go for that, for a protein. But I love fruits and vegetables of all kinds. So most of my meals are about, not because I'm saying I'm vegan or because of only that, but I want to say that I stay very focused on the fruits and vegetables. So the zucchini, for example, this is a great time and a season for that, or the spaghetti squash, or the, all of the squashes, which, those are a little bit more on the carb side, but it's also on the protein side as well. It gives you that energy as well. So I try to focus in on the vegetable side, though. That's probably one thing I do know is that sugars are so, there's a fine line with sugars, and fruits can have a lot of sometimes too much sugar in it. So that's a concern for me, of the balance of sugar and how much fruits I am eating, and being careful about those things, because they do tend to, and it's not just about weight, it's just about sugar actually feeds disease.
Yes.
And so
Of course.
we really have to be careful of that. So yes, blueberries are probably my favorite to go to. And I don't like to seem boring, but I love the avocado. We have avocado in the products, but I love the protein of avocado. And that, to me, with sprouts, and getting that kind of in. And my lettuce is also very important, by the way. Red leaf lettuce opposed to just, iceberg lettuce. I really want to get vitamins out of my lettuce that I'm having, and celery that's mixed in with that. And then chickpeas, of course, there's protein in that as well, and some of the beans there that I love to bring into this mixture. And beets, I love beets, and that's a hard one for a lot of people, but it's great for your blood system. It's great for the vitamins that are in there. It helps with so many parts of your digestive system as well. When you're running, you might know this as well, and many others know this. It helps with regulating your body and how your body is regulated through those beets too. So beets is another part of my, I want to say, life.
And natural sugars, so your
Yes.
body knows how to process them.
Yes. Absolutely. So tying this all in, if people have questions on how to really, kind of bring this together as a treatment, for their skin, and then how to do this, I love to be able to have that kind of conversation with people, so we can have them on a balance. There needs to be that balance. And of course, not a doctor in that side, but in the skincare side of that, knowing that we need to be, and I balance internally as well as externally. So I find myself being able to share, as I went through a naturopathic doctor, as I was, going through cancer. I did have a cancer doctor, but I also had a naturopathic doctor who helped me guide my way through that process, right? And working with my immune system as well.
Yeah, integrative medicine is so important. People don't realize that. You can't just take a medication for the cause. You have to find the root of it and treat the whole body, because
That's
there's
right.
always some underlying stuff that's going on which enabled it to escalate to the level that sometimes a virus or a bacterial infection does. And you want your immune system to be as resilient as possible.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
things enter your body, you can fight them off quickly. So
Yes.
no matter what the season is, clean beauty is always important. Can you talk about why it is important to you and why immunocologie is a clean beauty line?
Well, I actually is clean. I was doing clean before. I want to say everybody else was doing clean, but
Right.
clean became a new word, right, in our vocabulary for skincare. But my intention 14 years ago was to have a product because that was clean, but the word was healthy for our skin, healthy for our body. And about, oh goodness, about 20 years ago, I had developed some products. And at that time, we didn't have the way we can develop products today for clean. But I was using things like ginseng and chamomile, and I was creating a group, some great products about 20 years ago. And time went by, and those products became very well known in the marketplace. But fast forwarding 14 years ago, when I started using the clay water and then got diagnosed with Hodgkin's, it was then that I realized that that's what I wanted for me. But being so sick, I wasn't there doing something for, putting together a skincare line. But I realized that when I actually was given the check that I was in remission, one of the keys for me was to say, how do I bring clean ingredients, these things that I know you could eat, you can drink, but there's going to be an absorption to the skin and be able to take out those impurities at the same time, so our skin actually decongests or detoxes, which doesn't happen with a lot of skincare brands, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where I was thinking, how do I do this? How can I get this out to everyone and share this with other women around the world? And so I actually, started it from that point of clean before clean was clean, and started working on this. And so the choice of ingredients were very, very important to me, not to use chemicals. And everyone who works with me, anyone who is working with me from the lab, knows that I have all these no-nos. So I know there's a lot of things that people are out there talking about. I mean, our products are in glass, our boxes are paper, so everything's sustainable. We're working with, it was really important to work with these women in Africa as well, to be able to help them. But most of all, how do I help our skin look beautiful, have it glow, have it detox, get rid of any blemishes, control the oil, dehydrated or dry skin, or people that feel as though their skin is aging, how do I keep them in a place where they're happy, their skin is firm, tight? I mean, I was taking, Christine, I was taking all these things into consideration. And that's why I kept the line very simple to 13 products, so that we didn't have to think about all of these different things. Like, for example, even my cleanser can be used as a cleanser, but it could be also used as and left on the skin as a moisturizer if you wanted a lotion moisturizer, which is amazing, right? But
that's great. So you don't have to wash it off.
Right, you don't have to. You can rinse it off if you want, or tissue it off, but you can use it both ways. There's no surfactants. There's nothing going to strip the skin, which is really important. You don't want to strip the skin. If you want to get rid of the dead skin cells, of course, that's where the exfoliator comes in, and you hydrate the skin with your mist. But a lot of people have asked the question, what about serums? I kept the serums very simple. The hyaluronic one that we have. which is the drink for the skin, the hyaluronic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a dual weighted hyaluronic. So it brings water into the skin, brings water up to the surface of the skin, but it feels light in texture and not sticky. And again, part of this whole process for me in developing this was to keep it clean, keep it simple, keep those 4 products that are going to get your skin back on balance, you know, get the skin back into a healthy state, nourished, detoxed, and nurtured by moisturizing.
Also, Karen, these products, you know, you developed them having gone through cancer and wanting products that were available for someone going through an illness. So they weren't applying chemicals to their skin. Someone's asking if they're good for pregnant women. Of course would be the answer, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. These are so important for pregnant women because you can, I mean,
Right.
this body serum on your belly, whoa, it's such a great love because of the fact that it's so natural,
Right.
so clean. So yes, I mean, and you know, cancer is not a skin type, and, you know, being pregnant is not a skin type. And so I say as a skincare expert that, you know, I made this for all skins because all skin go through changes, whether it be through pregnancy, through cancer, through, you know, just the ups and downs of stress, just everyday, you know, living. I made it so it balances, but stay healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy. Don't wait till you get sick to treat your skin as it should be treated. And
That's right.
that's with the best possible ingredients. You have to feed it the way you feed your body. So if you're being mindful now about your health, be mindful about your skin's health. And what's so special today is Karen Ballou, who's with us, the founder of Immunocologie, which is a non-toxic clean beauty skincare line, is offering a special discount for our Purist viewers. So when you go to immunocologie.com, you type in Purist, all caps, Purist, and then the number 15 when you check out. And that is so nice, Karen. Thank you so much. A few more questions from our viewers.
Yeah.
Someone's asking,
Love it.
the eye cream should be put in the refrigerator.
It doesn't have to be.
Can it
but
be? Is it more effective if it's cold then?
Well, when you have puffiness around your eyes, yes. I
Okay.
love suggesting that. There's a nice little tip to add to how to get that puffiness down.
Great. And also, the 13 products that you suggested, that essentially is a product line for, and everything can be used in different ways. Not everything, but some of the products can be used in multiple ways. For example, the clay mask that you mentioned, not just as a great nourishing mask for the skin, but also can help treat heat rash, sunburn, poison ivy, insect bites,
Yes.
thorn hairs, dry irritated skin from maskne, things like that. The Vital Ionic Mist pivoted during coronavirus, and which is still ongoing.
Yes.
And wonderful moisturizer for the hands, not
Yes.
just the face. So, you know, I used it incessantly. I keep it on my desk every day. I sit there, I'm on calls, I'm on whatever, and I'm spraying my face.
I love it.
Oh, that it's getting constant hydration. So I can drink all the water I want, but it's not going to change the hydration of my epidermis.
Right.
So that's really, really important. The eye serums you talked about, the new kits now, which are focused on different skin issues that people have, whether it's oily skin or dry skin. What are some of the other kits that you have?
Yeah, I put together ones for oily, dry,
Mm-hmm.
which is dry, dehydrated skin, blemished skin,
Mm-hmm.
sensitive skin, and combination skin.
Right.
And that, you know, I was looking at, I always say, you know, there are always different conditions of skin types. So everyone, you know, that's listening today here, one of the things that I love to say is, you know, if you know your skin type, then, you know, that's what I've really created here with these regimens. And if you feel that you have more questions, that's where the immunocologist comes in to teach you how to use those 4 products, and then also guide you through what other things you might want. Because what I'd love to see is that when you're using immunocology, I know it's like being safe. Like, I know that you're getting really good ingredients, and I know they all work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, well, gee, I have this, I want this kind of thing happening, it might be in the line, but let us tell you how to use it best to get to those results, right? So, example, we have a face serum oil as a moisturizer, which is also delicious and can be used as a moisturizer if you love oils on your skin, like I do. I think you do too, right?
Yeah, I love putting oils on my skin.
Yeah.
My body too.
Yeah, and
The summer dryness, it really, really helps. So can you list those 13 products? Susie's asking. I know they're all available on the website, but
yeah.
just to review.
So I always love doing this. So I'm gonna start with this because it's always easy to do this. So you've got your cleansing lotion, you have your exfoliator. Those are two, and those can be worked together. By the way, you can also take a little cleanser, a little exfoliator, mix it in together on your hands, put it on your skin, and you have a creamy cleanser exfoliating lotion. No scrub. That's not a scrub. It's a glycolic and lactic cleanser at that point. So you can make that for different skin types. And again, that's what our immunocologists do. They tell you about little tips based on your skin type. But cleanser, exfoliator, then you have your mist, which is your freshener to the skin, hydrator to the skin, nourisher to the skin. Those are the three pieces we have for basic cleansing. Then your mask, which is your clay mask. And then we have the spot treatment, which can be used if you want just a small size for blemishes. And these are two exactly the same. This is just a smaller version of the larger version. So we use this as a spot treatment if somebody needs to have it, or sometimes it's great to have for the kids because they need it for their little blemishes and they just have it in their room and they're not feeling like they're getting mom's spa mask. So, but there's the same product. So those two. Then we have our two moisturizers, which are day and our night protection, which here is a night protection. I think I actually have my day protection right here. And actually, by the way, this is what it comes in, a box like this. And this is our night protection, same kind of jar.
This is my favorite, the night protection.
Yeah, so many people love that. I'm so happy to hear that. And then I want to also tell you we have the two eye creams. So we have our eye cream, our intense eye cream, and then we have our smaller version, which smaller when I say that is in a bottle, which is our eye serum. And then to finish up, this is something we haven't talked about, but I do want to tell you about this. This is a very, I want to say, exciting product for those who want that red carpet glow skin. They have, maybe they're getting married, maybe they're going to a special event. The oxygen treatment is magnesium, glycolic, lactic, and also what's beautiful about it is it has our snail elixir in there. It's our snail mucin, and that firms, tightens, melts away dead skin cells. But the key to this product, it's a sleeping mask, and you'd use this maybe once or twice or 3 times a month, especially when you're wanting to just give the skin a good push and you want to sleep and have a treatment while you're sleeping. So that's kind of a fun
new one. That's great. I want that to go every day. What do I need to wait till the red carpet moment, which probably
well, I do agree with you. I do that like at least once a week because I find myself just wanting to just keep that sort of and these are the 3 serums. I kept it very simple. We have our hyaluronic, which I mentioned a moment ago, and that's just to give the skin when just thirsty skin needs hyaluronic. Second is my Super 7, and this has vitamin D in it, by the way, along with our omega vitamins, and also it has our snail mucin in it, which is going to give you hyaluronic. Also, it gives you peptides in it. So it's I want to call it our anti-aging serum because it's Super 7, the 7 signs of aging, and it helps to actually not only plump the skin, but it firms and tightens the skin. So that's firm and tightening is something that we want to be I mean, we're all in a place of there's corrective, there's also preventive. So don't wait. Preventive is just as good as, in that sense, corrective, but this will actually be very corrective to the skin. as a product that if you have never used it before, you'll feel the tightening, you'll feel the skin will, people, when they use this, they cannot believe how they get comments over and over. What have you been doing to your skin? What, and it's this product.
These are all wonderful too, especially if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, and you feel like, heated moments, and these are very cooling, they're very nourishing, and especially, when you're going through any kind of illness, you need to be doubling down on your healthy skincare routine.
Yes.
Don't wait till you get sick though, or until you go through menopause. Start it right.
No, you don't want to do that. And I always say, have fun with it, because there's so much fun. I mean, when we do the mask, and my husband is a true lover of the product, and sometimes it's always the family who, is the last one to get their shoes repaired, or the last one to, participate in the products. And I have to tell you, my 4 kids love the product. Oh, and right. Their ages are from 30 to 25, and they are, this is their go-to product, and not because they get it free either, because they could be it could be the other way around and be like, oh, right, but they love it.
So how could they not respect the notion of clean beauty and putting natural ingredients on your skin and nourishing skin? Because you started early. My 10-year-old is like, Mom, we got to go buy some masks and moisturizer, and I need toner. And she remembers when I tell her, what are the 3 essential things you have to do to take care of your skin? Cleanse, tone, moisturize.
Yes.
But it's so much more than 3, but at least at 10, she can process that. It's really more like 13.
Right. Well, and what I love to do is, when our immunologists go through a program with you, start simple and get your skin detox. And sometimes when you're detoxing your skin, when you're going through a detox, you kind of feel like, I'm kind of feeling a little sluggish right now, because your body is getting rid of the impurities. Well, if you've been using chemicals on your skin a long time, and you go to a clean product, you're purging, you're getting rid of those, that stuff that's really kind of in your system, in your skin. So you're going to purge. Some people would purge a little differently, but it's never an outbreak, but just a point that we're purging, and then, oh my goodness. So
you might have an outbreak of acne. I mean, Karina was mentioning that she's getting some on her jawline. And I don't know if that's a post-corona thing or what that's about, but you recommend the spot blemish cream and the clay mask, correct?
Yep. Just put it on there. And, someone who has...
I love that clay mask. It's great. The girls...
and I mentioned earlier, right, that you can use the clay mask as a scrub. Like, you can put a little bit of moisture in your hands, and if you want to. And it's not like a scrub with, hard nuts that, scratch your skin. This is earth. And so I actually did that this morning. I thought, I just want that fresh feeling. And so I didn't have time for the mask. So after my run, I took a little bit of water in my hands. I took the mask and I put it on. And then while I was in the shower, I just used it as a scrub. And it's just beautiful. Just kind of gets the skin just polished, I kind of say. And yet it's part of the clay mask.
Karen, you are incredible, and you're incredibly knowledgeable, and I'm sorry that you had to learn it all the hard way by going through cancer, but
well, thank you.
We all are the beneficiaries of that, and we appreciate it so much. You have done incredible things by creating 13 amazing all-natural products that are important to maintain our immune resilience, to take care of the skin right now, very important, but all the time, all the time, throughout all the seasons. And I just want to remind everyone that Karen has given a special gift to our Purist friends and family, and with the Purist 15 code at checkout, use that at immunocologie.com to get a special treat for yourself. We outlined the 13 products Karen did, and how many of them are multifaceted, have multifaceted uses. For example, the Ionic Mist is a great hydrator, but also great for the skin, to hydrate the hands, excuse me. We talked about the multi-purpose use of the mask, and all the different moisturizers and the serums. And it's just so wonderful to learn all these things about putting these natural ingredients on our skin. And again, what you put on your face, what you put on your skin is as important as what you're putting in your mouth. So take care of your skin, everybody. And Karen,
Yeah.
if there's one thing you want to leave everybody with today,
Well,
what would that be?
well, one thing is, can I say two things?
Yeah, you can say everything if you want. Oh,
One thing is everyone who orders today will get an immunocologist to help them through how to use the product, or if you order the product, they will be in touch with you to make sure you know how to use the product, which I'm very excited about having that available to all of you. And then the other thing that's so important for me just to share with everyone, you know, the love for skin and helping others is really my most important part of this. And anything I can do to help any of you is what's most meaningful. And I just want you to know that being here with Cristina and being able to share this with her and with all of her audience and her followers here in Instagram, I just want to say that I so appreciate being here with you to share this, because I do love being able to share the knowledge and the information, and having spent so many years doing this. So being here with you, Cristina, is really an important and the most important thing for me to do, is to share with you and all of them. So thank you for this time. I really want to share that.
I'm the appreciative one, as is everybody watching. Just a reminder to wear a mask, and it's so important that we protect others, because nobody knows if they have it or not yet, and it's a really courteous thing to do. Obviously, you want to protect yourself. That's a no-brainer. But our skin doesn't have to suffer from wearing these masks. And Karen outlined some amazing things to do to protect from maskne, from skin dehydration and irritation today. So please check out all these amazing products on her website. She's so knowledgeable. We appreciate you creating this product line for us, so we don't have to do the research and the heavy thinking about it all. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
again soon.
Thanks everyone for joining
Bye.
us today.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon, I hope.
Purist 15.
Purist15immunocologie.com. Bye.